Hello peeps and welcome back to Dwarf Fortress. Alright, so, last episode, we had our first trade caravan. We found iron while we were excavating our grand dining hall. We forged a steel battle axe out of the coal and iron and flux that we found in this area, and sent that off as a gift to the king in the mountain homes. Hopefully, that will show him that our little colony is worth his notice. Or maybe he won't notice us, and we'll get really lucky because nobles are annoying. Okay, so, I also set up a couple of traps near the door, which have yet to be worked on, I've noticed. And we had our first litter of kittens, who I shoved into a cage as fast as I possibly could. So, let's get back into it. I think what I'd like to do for this episode is try to finish getting a few things in place. Number one is I really want to expand my trap corridor there a little bit. I want to have kind of an entranceway where it's just nothing but traps. So that way anything that's coming into my fortress has to go through the trap gauntlet to get to my fortress. Now, I will be expanding this with larger traps later, but right now I do not have the dwarf power to do anything intricate, so I'm just going to go with cage and boulder traps to start. However, as you can see, all of my dwarves are busy. There are a bunch of ravens. No one has gone missing or died. Yet. Now, the fact that I am sending a 3,000 dwarf buck axe out as a gift with the trade caravan is probably going to bring us some migrants. I was just about to say, let's see what we got. Well, they brought animals with them. Doesn't look like a huge migrant wave. Huh. Kind of surprised. Yeah, I only got 5 dwarves. 4 dwarves. Yeah, I only got 4. I got a level 11 stone detailer, a level 11 bone carver, a level 11 glazer, and a useless gib. Well, I have 2 useless gibs. I mean, who actually does pottery glazing? But a level 11 stone detailer is very nice. So let's turn stone detailing off on you. Oh, and I got my first fisher dwarf. Let's turn that off right away. Let's turn off the hunting too, or that's going to get you in trouble. There we go. I have a bone carver, though. That's going to be nice. Alright. One of the things that I need to start thinking about is I need to start thinking about setting up an actual area for my dwarves to work. And I'm thinking about exploiting the fact that I already have a couple of areas here carved out, and making this general section here a large work center. This is the level where my epic dining hall is. Dwarves are currently busy at work with that. You can see that down here we've got our battle arena. I'll need to remove all the ramps here once my dwarves are done, which it looks like they're just finishing up now. And done. Okay, so we're going to hide all the stones. D, B, H. Hide items. There we go. We're going to hide all of the stone here. That way I don't have to look at it. And we're going to dig a section like that, where we're going to dig something like that. And I might actually... I'm not sure if I want to have doors there. Because if I throw something in the pit, and I have a dwarf come in the door, they might just try to get through the door and run away. So I might use a series of bridges here to wall this area off and make sure that nothing can get in. Or nothing can get out. Maybe like an airlock style. But I'll worry about that later. So we'll go ahead and get them mining out that section. After... Where are you digging at? Oh, you're finishing up a tunnel here. Okay. Apparently you haven't quite finished the tunnel yet. Okay, that's fine. You're a pretty good miner, so you should tear right through this. The merchants from Sobir Mamuz have embarked on their journey. Struck white opal. Okay, he should be done momentarily. Ah, my traps are in. Cage trap. Okay. Now, let's see here. View items in buildings. Yes, they are all loaded. Now, I want to have my mason construct some rock blocks. He's probably going to use marble for it, which is okay. I have layers upon layers of marble, so I'm not going to have to worry about running out of flux anytime soon. But what I'd like to do is I'd like to have just a very short path leading into my base that I can just litter with traps. Okay, you are done. So, we need to remove up ramps. We're going to remove, first of all, these 3. Because I don't want my dwarves getting in trouble by removing ramps that might not be... I don't think it would cause any problem if I designated all these at once, but I am trying to be very careful to avoid cave-ins. And remove those ramps, so that now anything that I toss in here will be stuck. Nice. Masterfully done. Okay, construct rock blocks is the active task. So they are actually getting to work. Let's take a look and see. Let's see. My mechanic is also my weaponsmith. He's also dabbled at farming, it looks like. My mason is just a mason, although he's dabbled at farming. Okay, yeah. Looks like we got a pretty good skill allocation there, at least for now. One thing that I do want to do. Godin Sarvashra is a cheesemaker, a milker, and a gelder. He is not particularly useful to me. So, I am going to give him the first quote-unquote official job in my fortress. Official in that it gets him his own office, which I am going to put right here. And I'm going to need, at the Masons, a throne, a table, and we're going to need a door too, but I can get that after the throne and the table. Oh, well, it looks like he's going to have a corner of his room that's made out of sand. Oh well, he'll have to deal with it. I should probably check my animals and make sure. Let's go to my pasture here and let's filter out the non-grazing animals. Okay, there are 2 animals here that I will need to set to graze or else they're going to starve. So we'll get them grazing. Go ahead and drag them out. Now, thankfully, these things have not been adopted, so I can butcher them at some point and get all sorts of meats out of them. But right now, they are just baby animals, and it's not worth it. What is my stonemason doing? Sleeping. That's great. I will need to get my carpenter to make a few more beds, too. I'm going to go ahead and make 8 more beds. I should still be okay on beds, because I have 8 of them already, and I only have 13 dwarves, and I should not have more than 8 dwarves sleeping at one time. But I would like to have a few extra beds on hand to put in there, just because eventually I'm probably going to have a dwarf explosion. And I would really... It is raining and snowing at the same time. I would really like to make sure that I have enough beds to handle a dwarf explosion. Once word gets out that I gifted a 3,000 dwarf buck axe to the king, I will probably get a huge migrant wave. I will probably also start getting invaders. My plan is in this section right here. I'm not sure if you guys can see the mouse or not, but I'm pointing up at the entrance of my fort. I'm planning on putting a wall on both sides of this and then putting a roof on it so that you have to come through here, and then just having this loaded up with traps. I'm also planning on putting a drawbridge out at the front so that if I get hit with an invasion or something, I can close the fort off until I'm ready to deal with it. Now, later on, I will have something special planned for any invading forces, but I don't have the dwarf power to put in large, expensive mechanical foolery right now. And the idea I have in mind definitely counts as large, expensive mechanical foolery. Okay, we need a door also, and we're going to promote that task to just under the table. We're going to put a chair right here. Why is it taking my mason so long to do this work? Is he seriously running down to get stone in order to do this? This is why I need to have specific workshops. So I'm going to go ahead and start digging out this area. I'm just going to clear this entire section out. And I don't really care how efficiently they do it. I just want it cleared. This will give them something to do and keep them busy. Once they're done with this, I'm going to change one side here into stoneworking and one side into woodworking and craftworking. Now, you may wonder where the metalworking is going. For right now, the metalworking is going to stay up at the first floor. That is probably going to change once I have a chance to actually do a proper exploratory dig and find out where the magma is. Because the answer to all questions in Dwarf Fortress is magma, including how is the best way to make weapons. You want magma smelters. Magma smelters allow you to make metal weapons without consuming fuel. You still have to use coal if you are making steel, but you don't have to use any fuel to actually fire the forge. Magma smelters allow you to melt down all of your metals and process your metals without using anything. Magma forges allow you to use metal bars to make whatever you want without requiring fuel. And you can also have magma-powered glass foundries. So, you can do all sorts of good stuff with magma. Now, with magma, there are a couple of options. You can either build your foundry way down in the depths, near where the magma is, and then just cart all of your metal down and then cart the finished items up. It's probably the most dwarfy way to do it. Like if you're thinking about an actual dwarf instead of a Dwarf Fortress dwarf. That's probably the most logical way to do it, but it's also the most time-consuming and slow, because your dwarves have to make that multiple, sometimes 100 Z-level climb every single time they have items to bring up. It's kind of a pain in the ass. You can bring small amounts of magma up to the surface using a minecart. I might use that method just to get stuff going. Oh, winter is here. I might use the magma minecart trick, assuming it still works. It might have been patched because it seems kind of silly. If you have a dump site where there is magma, and if you build a small room and put a dump site in it, and have a dwarf dump a minecart in there, and then you flood that room with magma, and then pump the magma out, the minecart will have magma in it, and a dwarf can pick that minecart up and carry it back up to your fort and put it on a track, which dumps the magma into a small pit. This might have been patched, I don't know for sure. But I might use it just to get something going. I don't like using it too much because it feels very, very cheaty to bring magma to the surface in a metal minecart being carried by a dwarf. Something about that just seems wrong to me. So, I will probably go with option number 3, which is a pump stack. You build a gigantic stack of pumps from the magma sea up to your fort, and run them all at once using a very big, very intricate, and very powerful mechanical doohickey. And basically this gives you access to as much lava on the surface as you want, because the magma seas are effectively an infinite source of lava. This means that if you really want to, you can flood the entire damn world with lava. Which sounds fun. You can use lava for internal heating. You can use lava to take care of troublesome nobles. You can use lava to take care of sieges. You can use lava to get rid of unwanted children, unwanted cats. You can use lava to trade with the elves. Everyone knows that elves have an absolute fondness for lava, and lava is one of the best things that you can export if you want to make really good friends with the elves. So I will probably be exporting some lava to the elves at some point. Anyway, the point of it is, lava, magma, is always the answer. Doesn't matter what the question is, magma is the answer. Therefore, I'm going to want lots of it available. I will probably be building a pump stack in order to bring as much magma to the surface as my dwarves can possibly stomach. Hopefully not literally, because that would be bad. That would be fun. That would be the kind of fun that's flashing red and orange with exclamation points around it. Fun! Anyway, that is way off in the future, though. I don't have the infrastructure or the dwarf power to try and set up anything that intricate right now. But I do have access to plenty of bituminous coal on this map, so I don't have to worry too much about a magma foundry in the early game. I have plenty of coal and plenty of trees, if I run out of coal, to do basic work. By now, with all of my talking, yes, we have a few basic things. So, we're going to build a table right there, and we're going to build a door right there. Now, I'm going to go into my nobility menu and go to my bookkeeper. And Godin Sarvenshras. This guy. Yes. He is pretty much useless. He's a cheesemaker. I don't have anything to milk. Therefore, he's worthless to me right now. He is going to be my bookkeeper. Now, as my bookkeeper, he has certain requirements. His requirement is that he needs an office to work in. So, an office is designated from a chair. We're going to assign the chair to my bookkeeper. And now, he has everything he needs. Settings, I'm going to set him on highest precision. I want him to give me an absolutely perfect count of everything in my fort. This is basically his full-time job. He is my bean counter. Now, what good does that do me? Well, if I go into my stocks now, you can see I can tell exactly how many things I have now. I have 194 plants, 120 drinks, 56 other, which is usually prepared meals, or cheese. If I go into stocks, I can actually see exact numbers. I have 167 plum helmets, 34 pigtails, 29 cave wheat, and 36 quarry bushes. Stones is usually the biggest thing. Where is stones? There we go. 794 stones. 292 siltstone, 10 chert, 10 granite, 8 gabbro, 18 quartzite, 29 limonite, 5 bituminous coal, 97 tetrahedrite, 293 microcline. Yeah. You get the idea. But that is what imported wealth, 15,000. Nice. But that's the general idea behind that, is I want to have an exact count of everything that's in my fort so that I don't have to guess how many drinks I have left. I don't have to guess how much food I have left. I have solid, hard numbers to work with. I can tell if I'm starting to run low on limonite. I can tell if I'm starting to run low on coal, which I am. So I'll probably want to designate some coal to be mined. I can tell if I'm getting low on bars of anything. I can basically, more information is good. Now, how are we doing for these rock blocks? This is taking for fricking ever. You're supposed to be a level 11 mason. Speed your ass up. I realize that you're trying to work, and you're having to bring up stones. Godin Servishras has become a bookkeeper. Imagine that. Not like I gave him the job or anything. Okay. Back up to level 1. In my carpenter's workshop, I should have all of my beds done. I'm going to make some more wheelbarrows. Wheelbarrows only take 1 wood each, as far as I know. We're also going to build some more beds right in here. And pretty soon, we're going to want to set up a... I'm going to want to set up a cooking area. Which I'm probably going to do down here, to the south of my growing area. I'll probably keep this as a stockpile, but eventually this is going to be weaned down, and it's going to be a stockpile only for trade goods that I'm going to use for the trade caravan. And all of my other stockpiles will be more strategically placed. Right now, the only reason I'm doing this is because, well, I don't have any place better to put it. It's better than having it outside. Okay, this is done. Aside from the fact that this bottom wall is driving me absolutely insane, so let's fix that. With this, I can start setting up an area where I can actually have specific workshops with their designated products. So, we are going to build a mason's workshop. I'm going to put it right here. We'll go ahead and make it out of siltstone. Doesn't have to be anything great. And I'm also going to build a stockpile of stone around this. Just like that. This will allow me to keep stone available for my mason to work with, and he won't have to walk so far to get stone in order to do his work. End result, faster labor. I'm also going to put another stone stockpile right here, but I'm going to put my workshops in first. I want a crafts dwarf workshop right here. We'll make that out of microcline. And I want a mechanics workshop. Let's see. There's 1, 2, 1, 2. That'll be just about perfect, actually. There we go. And I'm actually going to remove the designation for the stone stockpile because I'm going to make it bigger. I'm going to extend it the whole way up to the top of the room. That way, all of my workshops are supplied by this stockpile. And I want to change my settings. We're going to allow up to 5 wheelbarrows here. No, that's too many. We'll allow up to 3 wheelbarrows here. We're going to change the settings for the stone. We are going to block everything to start out. And we are going to enable other stone. This is basically all of the stones that I can work with that don't have some sort of use up here. Like right here, economic. Marble. Marble is an economic stone. It's a flux. It's used to make steel. It's more valuable in that regard than it is as a building material. So it's best to save that for that kind of stuff. Or for making statues later, or stuff like that, because flux stone is twice as expensive as regular stone. Other stone is the crap stone that's just laying around and doesn't really have much of a use. Now, obsidian, for some reason, is classified as an other stone. I don't understand that because obsidian is worth more than flux stone is. It's worth 3 times as much as standard stone, and you can make swords out of it. But it's here. So, I only want other stones to go in this stockpile. I don't want metal ores. I don't want any of that crap. So we'll leave that there. That should prompt a whole bunch of dwarves to come out here and start piling stone into this workshop, or into this stockpile. And you can see one of my dwarves actually grabbed a wheelbarrow and brought some stone down. There's my 3 wheelbarrows. There is my mason, who's walking a whole long way out to get a frickin' stone. I don't know why he went after that particular stone, but whatever. I'm going to cancel the other 2 rock block tasks because I want to get that workshop deconstructed. And I also want to deconstruct my mechanic's workshop because I want my mechanic to do all of his work down at the other workshop where he has easy access to stone. Like right now, all of my flux and all of my metal ores are up here anyway, so it's not too bad an idea to have my smelters and my metalsmith's forge here. But this carpenter's workshop and the mason's workshop here, I don't think it's a great idea to have those there. The craftsdwarf's workshop, I'm also probably going to want to move because I'm planning on putting woodworking down here as well. So, we're going to do a workshop, and we're going to do a carpenter's workshop, and it is going to kind of mirror my mason's workshop. We're also going to do a jeweler's workshop down here. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the jeweler's workshop will go there. And we're going to want a... Actually, you know what? I kind of want the bowyer's workshop down here too. But I'll do the bowyer's workshop down here next to this. So there's 2, there's 4. And I'm going to want, let's see, what else can I put down here that is going to make good use of wood? Not a whole hell of a lot. I guess I could put another craftsdwarf. Not mechanics, craftsdwarf. Yeah, we'll put a craftsdwarf over here. And we're going to put a wood stockpile over here. Nope. There we go. Stockpile for wood. Now, until those stones get moved, which they should pretty soon, until the stones get moved, I'm going to have a lot of stone in my wood stockpile. But, what are you going to do? I'm also going to want to put a small stockpile for gems around my jeweler's workshop. Damn. Like that. Good. Now, I need to start working on my dining hall. And I haven't actually put the walls in yet, but I am still planning on putting walls in here. Now, I'm planning on doing the walls in here out of marble, because it's going to be a more expensive stone, and it's going to make my dwarves happier. But I need to get some tables and chairs in here soon. My dwarves don't have any place to sit, they don't have any place to eat, and that's going to piss them off. So, going to start with 10 rock tables. And this mason's workshop has now finished its job. I'm going to slate it for removal. This carpenter's workshop, I'm going to slate for removal. This crafts dwarf's workshop, we're slating that for removal. It's time to get rid of these workshops. Now, if I come down here, my mason should be able to work much faster with these tables because he shouldn't have to carry his rocks nearly as far. I don't know why he's walking out to get rocks from over there. He's created a masterpiece siltstone table. Nice! That's going to make some dwarves happy when they eat at it. There we go. Now he's doing the smart thing. He's grabbing stones from right nearby and taking those to work with. I'm not sure that I like the fact that he's doing his own hauling. But, I mean, at least the stuff that he's hauling is light enough that he can just take it and run. But, I mean, take a look at how fast that's going now. He's already finished 6 tables. Let's go ahead and put our first tables in. We want to have a place where my dwarves can sit and watch the entertainment. And I am going to need to put a wall in here. Let's see, I'll need to actually put a couple of walls in. I need one here that I'm going to make out of marble. And then we need one here, also out of marble, and one here, also out of marble. This is going to allow me to put doors in here and actually designate this as a meeting hall. Here comes my first table. Go ahead and move that stone, and first table is installed. Give me a minute, I'm almost done. Alright, by now, my mason should be done with his table order. So, we're going to do 10 chairs. And he's already hard at work on them. Okay, and this door, I'm going to try to get him to do marble for the doors. That way the doors won't clash with the walls that they're hooked into. Okay. And my walls are done. So, we're going to build some thrones. And we're going to build the rest of my tables. I don't like the fact that I'm gonna have microcline and siltstone. But, I could designate a specific type of stone. Like, I could designate only use microcline for crafting. But, yeah, I don't feel like it. I'll use the table somewhere. Wow, we've got a lot of masterpieces coming up here. I'm gonna not be too picky. We'll go ahead and use the microcline. I'll come back later probably and uninstall all of these and install marble. Right now, I mostly just want to have a place for my dwarves to eat. Let's go ahead and put planning mode on and plan the next 2 chairs. And we'll put planning mode on and we'll plan the doors also. Just like that. Now, we're going to make a dining room out of this. And an epic dining room it will be. Ah, crap, it doesn't quite extend the whole way up. If I put my tables one closer, I could get the entire room. Is it worth deconstructing the tables and moving it right up to the edge? Yes, that's gonna annoy the crap out of me. Okay, so now I just gotta wait for them to come and remove all of these things, which it shouldn't take long. I'll have to unsuspend when they're done. Okay, go ahead and put those in. And we're going to go into planning mode for chairs. There we go. Now, if I designate the dining room from this, I can get the entire room. No, I can't. Why can I not get the entire room? Well, it's not going to matter anyway because the section that I can't get is going to be a wall. So, not that big a deal. This is our meeting hall. Which means we need to go back up to the first floor. And I've got a meeting hall zone in here that I'm going to now remove. This will prompt my dwarves not to hang around up here, but to hang around in the actual meeting hall, where they're much more likely to have nice thoughts because there's some pretty epic furniture in there now. Anyway, I think I have accomplished enough for one episode of Dwarf Fortress. So this is where I'm going to call this episode quits. Between episodes, I think I'm going to come through here. I'm going to designate some of the marble and the other layers to be mine so that I have some stones to work with. And I'm going to start putting the walls in here. And I'll probably go ahead, after I've got the walls done, I'll probably mine the area out around it so that it's got a very definitive shape instead of like having a wall with various sections of the stone around it mined out, because that's going to look ugly. And the entire point of me doing this epic Dwarf Fortress thing here is that I want it to look good. So, thank you guys for watching. This has been episode 4 of Dwarf Fortress with Night Dagger. Hope you guys are enjoying the series so far. I realize this series is going a little slow to start, but I mean, that's kind of the nature of early game Dwarf Fortress. Until I get enough dwarves to actually do some of the really awesome stuff, and until I get the basics put in, it is going to be a little slow to start. But it should start picking up soon, I hope. I hope you guys are enjoying the series anyway, and I'll catch you later, peeps.